Tyga has a song called "Ay Caramba," and it is a complete. It's causing a complete uproar in the hip hop Mexican American community, or younger Mexican American community. It's causing real issues out, especially in LA, causing big problems. Not like not to say things have gotten violent or anything like that, but things have been violent between Mexican Americans and Black Americans for years. So there's already that type of tension. But pretty much Tyga put this song out and then he put a video out that was very distasteful. It's almost like he found like every Mexican stereotype that he could find, and not even just stereotype, because some of this stuff is not a stereotype of Mexicans. It's just like stereotypes of like Latino people globally. He took like a whole bunch of stuff and just mixed it together and pretty much considered it, I guess, in his mind, Latin culture. And he put it all in this video. But he's like taunting them and mocking them. So pretty much, I would say definitely watching the video is definitely super cringy. I don't know why he made it. I'm not sure what he was thinking about. But they on him right now. The Mexican American community, especially in Southern California, is on Tyga's head right now. One of the prominent voices in the Mexican American community on YouTube, his name is his channel's name is American Cholo. Y'all should check him out. He seems like he knows a lot about the culture and what's going on, and he's defending his people. He's a 40-something-year-old Mexican, and he pretty much got on Tyga like, bro, this is the equivalent of if a white person was to dress up like Shaka Zulu and, walk around in a video rapping whatever, just rapping some stereotypical stuff. And if they had like a fat black man and greasy black man on a couch eating watermelon with watermelons falling out the sky, like this is what he said this is the equivalent of. Because if you look at Tyga's video, he has like this fat Mexican, or he's dressed up as like a fat Mexican dude sitting there eating like a big bowl of nachos on a couch. The house looks like stereotypically what people might think a Mexican house might look like. Then when he goes outside, he's driving in the the old school classic vehicle, like the Cholos or whatever. Then he got the bullfighting going on. There's like a whole bunch of stereotype stuff. And the Mexican American community is not feeling it. American Cholo said somebody need to smack Tyga when they see him about this. Like, they really are not feeling it. So then another prominent voice in the Mexican American community, his name is Duno. He's a character on the No Jumper network. And he has his own stuff going on also. And then he came out and said, he pretty much told the Mexicans like, hey, y'all so worried about Tyga, y'all are arguing back and forth with each other about Tyga's opinion when y'all should really be worrying about unifying and coming together and let's building. Not building with black people, but he's saying Mexican people need to work together with each other and look out for each other instead of just trying to beef about this Tyga song or whatever. So pretty much what Duno was saying is that when the Tyga song came out, a lot of different Mexican Americans were giving their opinions on it, and some of them were disagreeing with each other, and it was causing like beef between the people that were disagreeing. But y'all are fighting over a black man's song about y'all. So why would y'all be fighting about that? It just don't even make sense. So that's what Duno was saying. And then American Cholo came right back out and was like, Duno, that was whack that you did that. Instead of us all focusing on one thing, you're trying to deflect the situation back onto us. And now, we're not getting anywhere now because now we really just all arguing with each other. And the reason I connected with this so much is because I see that in the Mexican American community culture, they are starting to get more vocal about what they have going on in their community, especially as it relates or contrasts with pop culture. And they don't like some of the things going on. They don't like some of the ways that they're portrayed. And that's how we feel the same way a lot of times as black Americans. We feel like we don't like the way we're portrayed, but we have a more prominent position in culture and pop culture in America than they do because we are more dominant in these spaces because we create a lot of it. right? In this country, we create a lot of it, most of it, almost all of it. So we're more prominent, so we have a bigger voice than they do. But I feel them because it's like when one of us as black people say we have a problem with something that we feel is racist, then we have a lot of other black people coming out and defending the race, what we feel is racist. And they say, oh, why are y'all focusing on that? Y'all need to be focused on this other thing. It's like, why are you deflecting from our problem? If you don't have a problem with it, just leave it alone. You don't have to say anything. Let us have the problem that we have. You get out the way. You don't even need to. So essentially what it's like they don't have I don't know if they have a word for it or not, but it's almost like they're saying, Duno is cooning a little bit. Like what black people would say cooning, I don't know what they would call it in Spanish, but it's like they're saying Duno is a little bit, it's like cooning a little bit. Cooning for black people, pretty much. Because he's on shows with black people, he's around black culture a lot. And they're like, bro, why are you defending this? Like, get out the way. You sit on your little shows and let all them black dudes say racist Mexican jokes to you and all the time, and you don't do nothing about it, even though he does speak up. I'm just telling y'all what they are saying about him. And it's interesting to me. I'm just like, damn, I always wondered, do other people, other cultures treat what we would call a coon, do they treat them as traitors, and how do they treat them when it's a race specific or a culture specific thing? Because in the black culture and black community in America, we look at some things as like a race first type of thing. It doesn't really matter about your personal opinion. Keep your personal opinion to yourself. And if it's different from a lot of other black opinions in this country, we look at you as like a traitor, or they'll call it a coon. So I always wondered, do other cultures treat their people like that too when they go against the grain? And this is really my first time noticing it. It probably happens more, but this is my first time noticing it. And it's very interesting to me. So I want y'all to, check that out. It's very interesting. And this is all going on over Tyga's song that never even needed to come out. Tyga has done this before he had a Go Loco song. I guess it didn't cause as much of an issue because it wasn't as many racist stereotypes in this video. So they didn't give him as much flack as they did this time. This time they're going crazy in LA about it. And when you have Mexicans deflecting from the ones who are trying to fight against this type of activity, I can see why they will have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the history between Mexican or Latino people in America versus black people. It's been a violent history in America that's largely unspoken about outside of like the streets. And I don't understand it, why it's so unspoken about. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to do this whole like black and brown thing, like this black and brown unity thing that they just like force and try to act like actually exists, but it doesn't exist and it never existed. There's never been a unity. There has been a violent relationship with black people in America and Latin American people. Not just in America, in the islands also. With the Dominicans versus the Haitians. It's just everywhere that black people and Hispanic or Latino people live within close proximity, there's high violence between the two. Okay? And especially in Southern California. New York City also. So, man, I want y'all to look into that, man. That's a very interesting topic to me.